was watching this guy's video. He was going over a list on his computer. He was sharing, showing the screen of all the people, the kids, a lot of kids that were in detention. They were pulled out of fucking foster homes, and then they were trying to send this flight at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning over to Guatemala. So a federal judge halted the flight and said, no, you can't do that. So they're all fucking pissed off about it. So Todd Blanche, Trump's criminal fucking defense attorney, don't ever forget that. That was his criminal defense attorney who sat in the courtroom day after day during his 34 counts of fucking fraud. And he sat there day after day and lied to a judge on behalf of that monster. So he goes on the news shows this weekend and says, can you believe the radical left-wing lunatics are trying to interfere with we're trying to reunite families here. He's just full of shit. They were young children in foster care. So they were low-hanging fruit as far as this administration is concerned. Low-hanging fruit. They were just easy to scoop up. They didn't fight back much, That's why they like kids. At any rate, so he was in court, on the news show, arguing about why, we're pro-family separation, we're pro-criminals, we're pro, I know their messaging is about as moronic as you can possibly get. It's absolutely our word, and I think, I don't know, I was sitting there, I was watching this guy's video, and then so some asshole in the comments says, well, they came in over here and that's illegal. Well, he was kind of nicer than I was and pointed out that it's just a civil, and I don't think he knew what civil meant. So I pointed out, it's a misdemeanor. That's what it means. It means it's a misdemeanor. They are the ones that criminalized being here, awaiting. I'm not even sure exactly. I don't know. I don't know if the rules, if they criminalized, because they just arrested somebody just today who went to court and he was granted, what was it, amnesty? He was granted asylum. This dude was granted asylum at his court case. And they snatched him up as he was walking out of the court and dragged him away down the hall. Well, welcome, you're free. And so, and I was telling this guy, he said, no American citizens have been sent. And I said, you are a liar. I said, come on, man. I said, yes, American citizens have been sent. Yes, they have. Children. And I mentioned the little girl with brain cancer who was deported with her mother, who was undocumented, but she was born here. She was a United States fucking citizen. And she was going through cancer, and she deserved to stay and have her treatments. At least you're going to deport her. You could set her up with treatment or with a doctor. No, and they said they did. Oh, they said they did. They lied in court. Lied again to a judge again. They lie to judges. They don't give a fuck. Said, oh yeah, no, we did. They didn't. So they are now suing the federal government for the harm that they caused that child. And the delay and the illness that she had to go through and the stress. And it wasn't just her. We don't know who they've fucking been disappearing lately. They haven't been telling us. This is the least transparent fucking administration. Everything they say, just believe it's the opposite. Just do. Do that for a couple days. Every fucking thing they say, flip it over and then see how it looks. Yep. I bet like 80% of the time it's right. Absolutely fucking opposite of what they say. And definitely it's all projection. When they accuse somebody else of doing something, remember when they said Joe Biden was held together with, they're probably just shooting him up with something to get him through his appearances, because that's what they're doing to him. The Biden crime family, because all along it was just the Trump crime family. Everything is projection with this fucking guy, man. So but once in a while I get hair up my ass about a comment and will kind of go off a little bit. I won't be surprised to look later and see that I have my comment removed. Even though I edited it a couple times to cut down the parts that could be seen. I didn't cry him a cry baby. I called a cry bully, because that's what they are. They're not cry babies. They're cry bullies. They just complain about everything. It seems like, for a party that's just wrapped themselves in fucking flag and seem to care so much about the fucking Constitution, that they put the Constitution wrap around the windows of their vehicles because they love it that much. Got it tattooed on their back and on their body because they believe in it that much. I guess, I know these people aren't sincere. They fucking got Constitution tattoos and wouldn't be able to know if an amendment if I asked for one. Like the 14th Amendment, for instance. What's that one all about, I wonder? Like, that pertinent to what I'm talking about right now? Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is, because the 14th Amendment is the one he would like to get rid of, because not only does it guarantee birthright citizenship, but in the third part of the 14th Amendment, it says, according to law and according to that law, the ruling body of law that is our Constitution of the fucking United States of America, insurrectionists cannot hold public office. They can't. And because of this law, because this is in the Constitution, it's already happened to one person. I think it was in Arizona. I think it was Arizona that a guy was running for office, Republican, and he couldn't, because they brought up Article 3 of the 14th Amendment, and they said, nope, you can't. You're barred from holding office. And he was adjudicated as an insurrectionist, and the Supreme Court didn't even touch that part. I mean, when it went through Colorado, and Colorado said, oh no, he can't be on the ballot here. And it went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, well, states can't really say that. They did say that, which was wrong in itself. That was stupid and fucked up. They can say whatever the fuck they want to say. States have a right to run their elections the way they want. States' rights. You people, you fucking don't believe in anything. You don't believe in states' rights at all. Apparently. Fuck. What if your cities were fucking overrun with military? Oh, then you'd be saying states' rights.